Platform games often have falling platforms that only allow you to safely land on them for a short amount of time before they fall away. We can add this mechanic to any object we like, so that we can use them as falling platforms. The carved wooden poles, work well for this. So let's go and add a script to them. Let's see what they currently got. So we're just making those immovable right now. Let's get rid of that. Remove that script. We'll go and add a new script to these. So we'll add a script. We want them to start out immovable. So again, when created, and then set immovable true. And then what do we want to do? Well, we want to detect when they're touched on their top side. So we want to go to physics, and we want when I'm touched, get toucher. This is how we detect collisions. Then we want to ask if I was touched on the top side. So we want to go to control flow, get one of those if blocks, and then we want to check the side that we were touched on. If we go to physics, under collisions, there are these blocks that allow us to detect which side we were touched on. So we've got touching on any side. We'll grab that, put that in the if, and change any to top, so we can detect if it was touched specifically on one side. And we want the platform to stay solid for a split second and then start to fall away. So we need to use a time delay block. If we go to control flow and grab 100 milliseconds have passed, put that inside the if block, and this is really up to you. You might want to experiment with this time. Remember, 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. I'm going to try 200. That's about a fifth of a second. It's probably just enough time to react. What we're going to do in here is, as soon as you're touched, after that time, we will disable the collisions. So go to physics, grab set any side collisions to true, change that to false, and we also want it to fall away. So we will go to physics again. Down the bottom, we want set reacts to gravity true, so it'll now start falling. And one final thing we can do is, we talked about this with bullets. We don't want useless objects just hanging around. So once these platforms have fallen away, let's say after 3 seconds, we'll get them to destroy themselves because they're no use to us anymore. We don't want to have our game filled with useless objects. So we'll go to control flow again. Underneath here, we want to say maybe 3000 milliseconds in 3 seconds, we will destroy myself. So that's control flow. Okay, let's test it out. We'll call these falling platforms. Oh, and I need to make sure I go and add that script to everything that I want to be a falling platform. So there's my script. It's pretty cool. So depending on where you place these, the player might have to be very smart about how they jump on them.